Alright, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakak Watash, double thanks unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that shall do well. Peace and blessings unto the Akim, throughout the four corners of this world that continue to push this word in sincerity and with holy legends. This is Matana from the GMS at West Camp, and coming once again through the Spirit and the power of the Lord to do our lesson to edify the Lord's flock. And this lesson is about, the Lord, sending the deliverance, once again, or as the scripture says, a second time, to gather his people and bring them back to him and let them serve him in the land that he promised our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, thousands of years ago. I scripture and say I'm gonna just read it. Isaiah 11 and verse 11. It says, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea." And the reason why it said a second time is because it had a first time. But the first time was in the land of Egypt. Now, we've been in captivity. Numerous times, and the Lord delivered us numerous times, but there were two major times, which is the one that we are in now and the one back in the days of Egypt. All those other captivities, to say Greek, under the Greek Empire and under the Roman Empire, under the Medes and the Persians, under the Babylonians, they weren't as major as Egypt and as this one that we're in right now. I believe those two were the only ones that we were not in our land. I think the Babylonians as well took us from our land, but we went back. But these two, Egypt and America, were the only two that we were taken away from our land and went and served those nations in their lands for hundreds of years. You understand? So the Lord said, "It shall come to pass," verse 11 again, "and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth." And the word dispersed means scatter, to scatter. So it have Israelites, or it have men from both Israel and Judah that are scattered abroad throughout the four corners of this world. Now the scripture did, as I said before, the scripture did mention the first time. And that is the reason why in Isaiah 11, it talk about the second time. This is Jeremiah 16 and verse 14. It says, Jeremiah 16 and verse 14, it says, "Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that it shall no more be said that Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, because that is the main deliverance, and or the main highlighted deliverance in the Bible. When these pastors go to give sermons or the teaching the scriptures, they would always refer to the mighty deliverance of Egypt that God did through the hands of by the hands of Moses. So they would always refer to the God that delivered the Israelites from the land of Egypt. But the scripture in Isaiah and Jeremiah 16:14 says, "Therefore, behold, the days come." So it says, days gonna come, said Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that it shall no more be said, Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. So that not gonna be said anymore. Not because the Lord ceased to exist, not because the Lord that did that ceased to exist or not around anymore, but because they're gonna be a new mightier deliverance in the future, which is this time. Verse 15 it says, "But Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he have driven them." And this children of Israel, not speaking about the northern kingdom, it's speaking about both the houses of Israel and Judah, of Ephraim and Judah. It says, "But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers." So this is gonna be the new deliverance. Did this happen yet? No. And Isaiah talk about when we get delivered, it's gonna have peace in the land. You're gonna have peace in the land. There no lion gonna return to eating grass. The young children could play with wasp. All these things. So that's a sign. That is not evidence, so that it didn't happen yet. And I can't say that it happened before, because when Jeremiah was prophesying, was making this prophecy, who dwell in the land? Only the children of Judah dwell in the land under the Babylonian captivity. After that, from the time of Jeremiah to the time of Yahushai, which was during the Roman Empire, Israel and Judah never dwelt together. Let me read this precept here. Hosea 1 and verse 9, it says, "Then said the Most High, call his name Lo Ami, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your power. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people," where that was said, where it was said that we are not the Israelites, because the Israelites are the Lord's people. Where was it said that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which were the new name that we inherited by our slave masters, are not the children of the Most High? That happened only across on this time, because from the time of when Hosea said this to up until the time where we were in the land when Yahushua was living, and even to the time where we were scattered throughout Southern Africa, fleeing Western and Northern Africa, fleeing Roman persecution, we knew that we were Israelites. And that evident, it have a port in Nigeria where used to buy slaves called the porter, I think it's Yehuda or Judah. So we knew that we were Israelites. We always knew that we were the children of the Most High. But when we came across onto this side and they gave us that new God, they gave us that new names, they beat new names, new gods, new traditions into us. That is when we were told that we are not the people. As the scripture says in Jeremiah 17 and verse 4, it says, "And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever." So part of that discontinuing from our heritage was not knowing that we are the people of the Most High. Let's go back to the Hosea. Hosea 1 and verse 10 again. It says, "Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living power. And then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together, and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel." So this talking about the same deliverance that was mentioned in Isaiah 1 and was mentioned in Isaiah 1, Isaiah 11, and was mentioned in Jeremiah 16. And how they end up gathering together. Because the scripture saying in verse 11, "Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together, and appoint themselves one head." In Jeremiah the 50th chapter, the 33rd verse, and by the way, this was talking about the prophecy against Babylon. Jeremiah the 50th chapter and the 33rd verse, it says, "Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go," which happened across on this side. As I mentioned before, Judah went into Babylon alone. The northern kingdom, which we know as the house of Ephraim or the house of Joseph, went in captivity under the Assyrians, and from there they came across into the western part of the world, which you know today as the Americas. So they came across here first, and then the house or the tribe of Judah, which includes Judah, Benjamin, and some of Levi, came across here on cargo slave ships. So that is how we end up coming back together. You understand? That is how we end up coming back together. When the scriptures talk about the house, guys, the first precept I read was, not the first precept, Jeremiah. Yeah, when the scriptures mention this, Jeremiah 16 and verse 15, it says, "But the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel, which is Judah and Ephraim, from the land of the north and from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers." To speaking about this land called America. It's the only time that we were brought back together again. We were oppressed together in America. So the land of the north, where is America? In the north. You understand? America is the land of the north. So this deliverance that the Lord was speaking about here, and even when he mentioned that he should send his hand again a second time to cover a remnant. It was speaking about in America. So that is why we're expecting a great deliverance from the land of America. The scriptures even prophesy against Babylon, the destruction to come. And with that destruction to come, which is by thermonuclear fire and laser beams from chariots, it have an escape route, which is the chariots of the Most High, which is the vehicle of the angels, the vehicle of the Most High. So yes, just like in Egypt, the children of Israel were expecting a deliverance, they just didn't know when it would have come, because prophecy said that. But let me get a precept. Genesis 15. And 13. It says, Genesis 15 and 13, it says, and he said unto Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterwards shall they come out with great substance. And I think in Exodus 1, so let's give me a minute, spare me a second. Yeah, so I think is so a second. Yeah, that's looking for where yeah, it says where is it? Yeah, Exodus 1 and verse 15 says, and the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other Puah. And he said, when you do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew woman, and sit them upon stools, if it be a son, then he shall kill him, but if it be a daughter, then she shall live. Because they were expecting that the Lord would send a man, or they were expecting that the Lord was about to deliver the house of Israel out of their hands. And even the children of Israel were expecting that as well, because it was prophesied, as I read in Genesis 15 and 14. It says, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward they shall come out with great substance. So the same way that they were expecting to be delivered, we are expecting to be delivered, due to the prophecies that were written in the book, which we believe in. So when the scriptures talk about recovering a remnant a second time, And it shall no more be said the Lord deliver the house of Israel out of Egypt, but out of the land of the north. These things these prophecies are what we believe and cause us to know that this place is going to be destroyed and we're going to be delivered out of it. And that is why our enemies fear. Scriptures talk about that in Revelation, the 11th chapter. When we stood upon our feet, they fear. When we came back to life, and we received this knowledge and started to go out on the streets, the enemy feared because they know that their time was coming to an end. But let's read this last precept here. Jeremiah 3 and verse 18. It says, in those days the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers. And we only walk together because they were brought across here first, we came here second, and we were both oppressed together. That is how we end up in the same place. Now, due to the spirit that the Most High put on his men to wake up and to wake up the rest of us, we know that we and they are the same people and that we are not enemies. They separate us by calling some Native Americans, some Negroes, some Mexicans, some Puerto Ricans, some West Indians, and we are all the same people. So now that we have the truth, we coming together. So that is why I see brother of different appearances in the camps, because they come from different tribes. So that is how the two houses come together. And all that we're waiting on right now is that deliverance from the Most High. Understand? So, with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakah Kodash, the balance unto the apostles and the elders of great men who not surely do well. Peace and blessings unto the Arkham, throughout the four corners of this world, that continue to push this world in all sincerity and in all diligence. Until next time, this is Martin from GMS Trinidad West, in Shalom.